Hello everyone, and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel card reading. The duration for this reading is the 13th of May through to the 19th. Let's have a look and see what the cards have in store for us this week. The first card is Archangel Gabriel, and it's the card of grace. Grace is about doing things with dignity, with calmness. Grace is about not rushing in, not reacting. Archangel Gabriel is the angel of communication. So the beginning of this week, I would say, just from looking at that card, that it's about just communicating with grace, not allowing yourself to be maybe manoeuvred into something or to react to something without maybe knowing all the facts. When you do something gracefully, you give yourself a chance. It's like a graceful landing. You give yourself that chance to land, that chance to kind of float into a situation, to know how to react. But when you just act in a knee-jerk reaction sort of a way, then you don't always see all the facts, you don't always see the bigger picture. So give yourself that chance to react with grace. It doesn't mean you're letting people walk all over you, it just means just doing things a little bit more slowly, a little bit more dignified, and you're staying in control. Right, I'm getting drawn to the Sacred Rebel card, so let's have a look and see if we can get an influence card to go with that. And we have Dream a Beautiful Dream. Okay. Archangel Gabriel is also the angel of new beginnings, so maybe the beginning of this week is about a chance to actually start to think about those dreams. And they say it's good to dream, but it's even better to plan. So if you allow yourself to dream those bold dreams, allow yourself to make plans that are bold, and do it with grace. Don't just rush in, have the idea, let it grow. Do it with grace. Communicate your needs to others. Listen to what others have to say to you. And know through this communication you can start a new beginning. Okay, being drawn to my Tony Command cards now. I'm going to be all over the place today, I can feel it. And let's have a look at what midweek has for us. I've got a cough, I'm ever so sorry about this. But it's strange because the card that I've just pulled out is health. And it's Archangel Raphael. So some lovely health coming in for you around midweek. Remember, Archangel Raphael is also the angel who helps you to connect with your intuition. So again, back to those dreams, back to those plans, use your intuition to help to grow something into good health. Okay. Listen to what's good for you, because that is what will get that health flowing. And you have the lovely green shoots of growth on here and personal transformation. Okay, because the green shoots are going to my Sacred Earth cards. Now let's have a look and see what we know. Context. I love the energy of this card. It's got so many lovely oranges which connect with the sacral chakra, which is your seat for passion, okay, and creativity. So, the context is take everything in the right context. Just, allow yourself to see the bigger picture. So again, that kind of goes with the grace, what I was talking to you earlier. Seeing the bigger picture, giving yourself time to step back and see it all. Don't just rush in. Take in the context. How has something been said? What's the hidden meanings between the lines? Look at the bigger picture, and that's what seems to be coming in through this reading this week. Okay, back to my Angels of Atlantis, and let's have a look at the end of the week. Archangel Michael, enchantment, believe in a little magic. Magic is real, it is out there, it's out there for all of us. Archangel Michael is the angel of protection. So, again, don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to have those ideas, to put those plans in actions. If you think about a dream, a wish, a prayer, a plan, they're all the same thing. They're all intention. They all stem in the imagination. We imagine something and we can make it a reality. Okay? It may take time, it may be difficult, But whatever we imagine, we can bring about. And that's the importance of it, you know, and that is what kicks in law of attraction, okay, law of effect, okay, it's all that positivity. And what you have to do, you know, it's no good just sort of sitting there and going, I can imagine myself being Queen of England, so I'm going to be the Queen of England. That's, you know, you have to keep it realistic. That's the first thing, you have to keep it realistic. But once it's realistic, then you can sort of, you know, I imagine myself, I don't know, moving to a certain area or being in a certain job. Then you put the plan in action. What plans do I need? What stepping stones will I need to take in order to get to that side, to what I want? Okay, so they're the important things to remember. But if you can imagine yourself doing something, I mean, I personally couldn't imagine myself as Queen of England because it just, some part of my mind would go, this isn't realistic, this isn't real, this isn't possible, this is a fantasy. Okay. But even as a little girl, when I lived in the inner city and I was surrounded by tower blocks and concrete everywhere, I could always imagine myself living by the sea. That felt realistic. Even though when I told people, they were like, oh yeah, maybe when you retire, because that's what happened to inner city children. You know, we grew up on council estates. I grew up in a rough part of London. And then some people were lucky enough that upon retirement they could go out and have a bungalow in sort of, I don't know, Clacton or Southend or Billericay if you were really, really lucky. And, you know, so that was what we were brought up to believe in. But in my imagination I always saw myself living by the sea. And that's where I've ended up. So, you know, your imagination, you have to keep it real. It has to be real. But don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to stretch that imagination. And that's what Archangel Michael is about. You know, he's the one angel who brings in the protection, but he also helps us to step outside our comfort zone, to reach that little bit further. Okay, so you don't have to limit your dreams. They just have to be realistic. Okay, I'm going to go back to my sacred cards. I love these. And we'll just have a look and see. Oops, what we got coming in. I almost felt like one was going to jump then. There we are, go with this. Release the dark wound and let love live. I love this card because it's like letting go of what's been holding you back and allowing yourself to step forward. And again, that's almost with grace, you know, it takes grace, it takes dignity to let go of what's not serving a purpose. And that really ties in well with the Archangel Michael card, because Archangel Michael is all about, you know, cutting the ties of something or someone that's not serving a purpose in our life. So again, it's all about not being afraid to kind of venture forward, not being afraid to dream. Okay, I'll do a quick recap for Mal. Beginning of the week. He hates it when I say that, so I say it even more. Beginning of the week, we have Archangel Gabriel coming in and bringing grace. Just that reminder of grace, okay? New beginnings are possible. Communication is flowing in, but do it all with grace. Dream a beautiful dream. I love that card. You know, don't be afraid to dream bold. Don't be afraid to dream big. Dream something that's right for you, something that feels right. And I keep saying about reality, and then I keep saying about dreaming, and I know that may sound confusing, but the one thing I would say is if something feels like it fits, if you can really see yourself, if you can play that movie in your mind and see yourself in that role, then you know you're kind of on the right path. Archangel Raphael comes in midweek, lovely boost of health coming in, maybe help to a situation. Archangel Raphael helps you to connect with your intuition, which you're going to need if you're going to follow those dreams, and the lovely green shoots in that card. Then we move down to context. Look at the bigger picture. Don't just allow yourself to see the surface. Delve that little bit deeper. Have a look, you know. It may be that on the surface you think your dreams will never come about, but if you delve that little bit further, if you look at the context, if you do the research, then you may find that you can actually start to plot the way forward. Archangel Michael, lovely unicorn on there. As people know, I love unicorns. The thing about unicorns is you have to believe in them. Okay, you have to believe in them. And they're there and their magic is there, but if you don't believe in them, then they're not existent. And that's the same with your dreams. You have to believe in them. You have to put that sprinkling of magic over your dreams. Okay. The last card, release the dark wound. Now to me that's about letting go of something that's not holding a purpose in your life. And perhaps that dark wound is a pain of regret or guilt or anger, a disability where it comes to being able to forgive someone. Okay, and you let go of that. And when you let go of that, you're not giving into weakness, but you're actually giving into strength, and you're putting yourself first. Okay, so let go of that. Allow love to flow where once there was just darkness and festering wounds. Allow the love into your life so that you can move forward with what you want and you can pursue your dreams. Okay. I feel I've got to the end of it this week. Sorry my voice isn't, I hope you can all hear me, but my voice is not projecting at all this week. And if I try and talk louder, I start to cough. So just kind of leave it nice and gentle. Thank you to everyone for your patience with the page over this last couple of weeks. As you all know, I've had family visiting, family reunions that literally were decades overdue. It was just so lovely to have both my dad and my brother together. Okay, and that's the one thing I would say to each and every one of you: if you have family around you, do not take it for granted. Do not take a single moment for granted. I was once part of a family that maybe did take ourselves for granted, you know, and then we were scattered. And, you know, whether that's through living in different countries, different places, and growing our angel wings. So, yeah, the family was scattered and haven't come together as often as we should. We've carried on loving each other, but, you know, and it's just something that so many people take for granted. It was like a gift. So I want to say to you, if you have that gift, please don't take it for granted and cherish it every day. Love and light to all of you. Maria.